Welcome back to Steve Overviews. Today, this is the subject right here. When you want to tap out some holes and put some threads in there. And what do I use? Well, I don't use this. I haven't used one of these in years. I'll show you what I use, and it's much better than this thing. Like, this is, as far as I'm concerned, completely useless, and I don't like it at all. So it comes in handy. I mean, this is perfectly fine for just a regular do-it-yourselfer if you want to make one hole here and there, you know, just to tap out a hole. It's fine. I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to show you what I use, and I'm going to demonstrate a job I have lined up for multiple taps to put a whole bunch of 1/4" 20 holes in some stock. And I'm talking a lot of holes. So let's get to it right here, and I'll show you what I use. Well, let's start off at this end here. Here's just your regular tap and die set you can get anywhere. They're pretty cheap and they work fantastic, but I don't like these style of taps, and I'm going to show you why. So this is what we got going on here, and I'll explain how all this stuff works. And here we got 4 holes. We're going to tap out them 4 holes, and I explain to you why I will not use that thing anymore. So let's get to it right now. Well, let's take a look at the ones at this end right here first. And here's pipe thread taps. And if you take a look right here, I'm going to show you the difference here. But you can see how they're pointed at the end. And this one here is a custom one right there. And then if you take a look at these ones here, you can see how square and flat they are at the end. So there is quite a difference between the pointy end there and this one. These ones here, they do work fine, but I prefer, if you're going to get a set, these ones here are so much easier to work with, and I'll show you why in a minute. And if you take a look at this one right here, I have taken this and I've welded a top on it. So this is just an old socket, a 3/8 drive. I welded on the top, and you can do that. That's pretty simple to do. This one here, I had a special job for this where I actually had to use a wrench on it as well. So you could, you could start off, put this in your chuck, like your driver like that, and that was for one job. And I've used this many times, and sometimes you do have to go slow, so I'll put a gear wrench on there, and you can just manually move it back and forth. And this one here, that's just the regular style you usually get, and these are okay. I like this. And I want to demonstrate this one here to you right here. I'm going to show you this one here. Now this one here, I don't think it's ever going to come in. Let me just see if it will here. But if you, I'm not sure, can you see that? Made in Germany. I got that for a gift. And this has to be by far my favorite to use for tapping, especially just for small taps. And I'll show that one too. And this here, this is a set I got. And these are made by Irwin. If it'll show here. I don't think it's too shiny. But they're made by Irwin, and these are just terrific, and they're both 3/8 drive, and of course they're smaller sizes on the left, and this one here goes up to a 1/2 inch. So they are just terrific, and of course you can use them with your ratchet. So let me just demonstrate this one here for you first. Well, I don't even know where you would buy this, so I'm not too sure, but it's got a little bit of a lever on here, little slide, and in the middle is neutral. And guys, this is just terrific. It's a ratchet, and this ratchets in just terrific. And of course, you can just go it the other way and ratchet back the other way. This is ideal. I really like this style. I mean, compared to using stuff like this, guys, I haven't used this in years. I wouldn't even go near this kind of stuff anymore. So, but this one here is just terrific. I wish I could show you like a link below. I'll see if I can put the link for the Irwins in there, because I use them a lot more than this, but this here is nice, especially if you get into a spot and you just want to ratchet it. You don't have the movement. Or, like you say, you can use one of these and just snap it on your ratchet. And these, you know, these are just terrific as well. I use these quite a bit, and I've adapted them for all kinds of different fixtures. And today I'm going to demonstrate how I have to do a job where I have to put multiple holes in some bar stock, and I have to have 1/4 inch 20 threaded bolts to go in. And there's two alternatives. I could have done it with one of these rivnuts, but you know what? That's not going to work out too good, and I'll explain why. So, as you can see, look how small these fasteners are, and you can see here, and look how big a hole I would have to make for the rivnut to go in there. The rivnut would have been fine, but of course the rivnut does not sit flush, and that's the problem we're running into. We got two pieces of bar stock going to go on top of each other, and this has a lip sitting up there that you can't have. So I have to go with this here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to do some drilling here, and I'll show you how easy it is to do and why I prefer to use these or the other homemade ones that I've used for years and years and years before these even were existing. I've only had these for maybe 6 years, and the other ones I've been using like 25 years ago, and I just adapted them to a 3/8 drive, and they've worked out great. So let's start with a little bit of tapping here, and I'll show you how I do it. Well, in this particular situation, as you can see, it is going into a hollow tube, so you can't really go inside there and put nuts on the inside, so you have to thread them. And I have to do about 60 holes apparently, and put these fasteners in. So I'll show you how easy it is when you have the right tools. All I do is I just get, you know, just some tap lubricant, put it over top, and let's get to it here. And that's how easy it is. Then we just take our fasteners, and they all thread in there nice. Now could you imagine if you had to take the old T-handle and start doing 60 holes? There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll just show you up close here because you could probably get a better look at it here, but here's the flat cut style that I really don't care for, and it makes it more difficult to try and do that. This is the style here, and you could see it's pointed, and they're just terrific. And this is the rig right here. I mean, it's so easy. You just snap it in and out, and it just works terrific. I wouldn't do it any other way. I really like these. And when you take a look, when you take a look at years ago, I made this up. And you know what? This is what happens is you make stuff up like this yourself, and then years later, a corporation comes out with an idea like this. I don't know how long this has been out, guys, but yeah, I wouldn't go with this anymore. I would just buy a set of these, and they're just terrific. So I hope you like this, and if you've ever seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe. And for the rest of you, come back. Let's have some more fun. Doesn't get no better than this, does it? Cheers.